Hi, my name is Maria Walgen, and I'm the Executive Director of the Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights. I'm going to talk to you today and give you an update about family separation and also tell you about the executive order that was issued just this week. But I want to first start out by thanking you. We've been overwhelmed by the outpouring of support we've received over the last few weeks from all over the country. Thank you for speaking out, for adding your name to sign-on letters, for getting the word out on social media, for calling your legislators. Your vocal and sustained opposition to this inhumane policy of taking children away from their parents at the border has made a difference. Separations at the border have stopped now, and that's a good thing, but the fight is far from over. On Wednesday, the President signed an executive order purporting to stop family separation at the border, but indicating that the families would instead be jailed together, most likely at military bases. On Thursday, one federal agency, the Department of Homeland Security, announced it would temporarily stop referring families for criminal prosecution, but only until it could find more space to detain them. However, another federal agency, the Department of Justice, insisted that it is still enforcing its zero-tolerance policy, where all parents are charged with a crime for trying to enter the country, even if they are seeking asylum. This is the very same policy that created family separation. Also on Thursday, the government went to court to try and limit a long-standing agreement that requires the government to take adequate care of children in its custody. The government's obvious goal is to permit the extended detention of children in family detention. These changes are not solutions to the terrible situation that children and families confront at the border. We've simply traded one humanitarian crisis for another. Rather than ripping children away from their parents, we're locking them up together with the possibility of prolonged detention or rushed and expedited court cases. And these changes do nothing to reunite the more than 2,000 children who have already been separated from their parents. Because the Department of Homeland Security had no system in place to keep families connected, it is still taking days or even weeks to find children's parents and put them in touch. It'll take even more time to reunify these children with their parents. The Young Center was created to advocate for the best interests of immigrant children. And just as we argued it is not in the best interest of children to be taken away from their parents, we will argue that it is not in the best interests of these same children to be locked up with their parents for their entire immigration case. Detention is harmful for children, and it is not needed to ensure that families appear in court for their legal cases. There are many alternatives to detention, including, for example, a family case management program that had a 99% compliance rate. That highly successful program was ended by the very same agency that now seeks to detain families for prolonged periods. At the Young Center, we will keep fighting until each of the children we serve are reunited with their parents, and we'll continue fighting for all of the unaccompanied children in custody who came here on their own and who need an advocate by their side. Thank you for making this fight possible.